What's up? What's good? Howdy? What? Siri, no, not now. Howdy, hi, and hello. Welcome to my nest. Noah's nest, to be exact. Come on in. Enter my home. Enter the realm. Go take a seat. I'll get you whatever drink you want. Relax. Be comfy. I have a fire pit. Once I start everything, I will light it up. This is a short series where I, Noah, will be discussing the different classes and just the overall beginnings of D&D for newer players. How's everyone doing? Good? Great? Beautiful? No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. Today, we're going to be, I'm going to be discussing the Paladin. The Paladin is the other religious class that follows a deity, but this one focuses on using the deity's power through strength, through fighting, powering up their weapons and dealing more damage through their own deity. So, as usual, I will go through the different levels of the basic paladin, and then we'll dive into the different sacred oaths, aka subclasses. The first two things that you get is Divine Sense and Lay on Hands. So, Divine Sense is where you're able to detect different types of creatures, depending on the kinds that they are, within a 60-foot radius. That can be celestial, fiend, or undead. You'll be able to sense their forces or power within your immediate area. And Lay on Hands is where you're able to release a pool of healing that is a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So at first level you only have 5, but second, 10, third, 15, so on and so forth. And you can divvy them up however you want. You can give 5 to one person, 10 to another person, 3 to yourself, however you would like. But you could also spend up to 5 hit points in one time, and you'll be able to cure one disease or neutralize a poison with a single use. But it cannot work on undead or constructs. At second level, you get Fighting Style. This is where you get to choose what type of style you're proficient in or that you specialize in, where it can be defense, where you have a +1 to AC, or even great weapon fighting, where if you roll a 1 or a 2, you can re-roll that and use the new roll, or a couple others. Also at second level, you get Spellcasting. This is where you can use spells, but it's not going to be as effective as some of the other main spellcasting classes. Also at second level, you get Divine Smite. This is where you can use one of your spell slots to imbue your attack to deal extra damage. You'll get an extra 2d8 by using just a first level spell slot, but it goes up a d8 for each spell higher than first. The bad part about it is that Paladin can only go up to level spell slots, so the maximum is only 5d8. If the target is an undead or a fiend, it can go up to a 6d8. At third level, you have Divine Health. This is where you are now immune to diseases. Since you're so religious, so holy-esque, you don't have to worry about disease. Along with third level, you get Sacred Oath. This is your subclass. We'll get into that a little bit later. Each subclass has their own oath spells. We'll get into that later. And each subclass has a Channel Divinity. This is where you get to use a type of ability from your deity that you have followed. Next, at 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th is your ability score improvement. Usual thing, increase one ability score by 2, or increase 2 ability scores by 1. Or, if you want to change it up a little bit, choose a feat instead. At 5th level, you get extra attack. This is when, if you take the attack action, you can attack twice instead of just once, dealing more damage hopefully. At 6th level, you get Aura of Protection. This is whenever you or any friendly creatures are within 10 feet of you, makes a saving throw, they gain a bonus equal to your Charisma modifier. This is kind of a constant thing if you have to make a saving throw. And at 18th level, it increases to 30 feet instead. Next is Aura of Courage. This is when you and friendly creatures are within 10 feet of you, can no longer be frightened while you are conscious. And at 18th level, it'll increase to 30. At 11th level, there's Improved Divine Smite. This is whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage, so that's just automatically doing an extra amount of damage, along with your, hopefully, Divine Smites. At level 14, you get Cleansing Touch. You can use your action to end one spell on yourself or on a willing creature that you touch. So if they're charmed by a spell or frightened by a spell, you can end that by just touching them. Next, we got some optional class features. At 2nd level, there are an additional Paladin spells. This comes from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Along with 2nd level, there are fighting style options. There are more different types of fighting styles, from Blessed Warrior, Interception, and Blind Fighting. More diverse types of fighting skills. At 3rd level, there's Harness Divine Power. This is where you can use a bonus action by touching a holy symbol, praying, or whatever, and you'll be able to regain one expended spell slot. It can't be higher than half of your proficiency bonus. And it increases as you level up. So at 3rd level, it can only be once. 7th can be twice. 15th can be thrice. And you regain them after you finish a long rest. And last but not least is Martial Versatility. Whenever you gain a level that grants you the ability score improvement, you can replace a fighting style with a different one from the ones that are available for the Paladin. Now let's go on to the subclasses, or the Sacred Oaths. First one is the Oath of Conquest. This is the Paladin that wants to seek glory in battle. They want to kill their enemies. Establishing order isn't enough for them, so they want to kill evil. We want to fight these evil beings, these higher evil beings. As I said before, they get their own spell list that they gain as they level up. They get 2 channeled divinities. First one is Conquering Presence. This is when you can use your action and make a creature of your choice within 30 feet of you make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, they become frightened. Or Guided Strike. This is where, when you make an attack roll, you can use this ability to gain plus 10 to your roll. Along with your channel divinity, you can get a different type of auras that can cause enemies to become frightened or deal physical psychic damage. You can hit someone and deal more psychic damage based on your charisma modifier, or you can even be resistance to all damage, have a higher crit area, or even deal an extra attack. Next is Oath of Devotion. This is where you are following the more ideals of justice, order. You are following more laws. You might be a knight or a holy warrior for a king of some sort. You hold yourself to the highest standard, which could make it better or worse, but it always depends on how you take it. 2 channel divinities. One of them is Sacred Weapon. This is where you can use this ability to make your weapon emit a bright light, and you'll be able to attack a bit easier, equal to your charisma modifier. And the other is Turn the Unholy. This is when you can use this as an ability, and if a fiend or undead fails a wisdom saving throw, they turn or run away for a minute or until it takes damage. Oath spells, they can also gain a aura that can, where people inside are immune to being charmed. You'll be able to have the spell protection from evil and good all the time, or you can even cause radiant damage as people are in a certain radius of you. You can have advantage on saving throws and some other stuff. Next is Oath of Glory. This is where you and your companions are trying to achieve your goals or glory by doing deeds of heroism and waiting for destiny to call. You get oath spells. You get 2 channel divinities. First one is Peerless Athlete. You can use this as a bonus action, and for the next 10 minutes, you'll have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. And you can push, carry, drag, and lift twice your weight as normal. And the other one is Inspiring Smite. This is where you can deal damage through your Divine Smite, and you can gain temporary hit points if you connect to an enemy. That can be yourself or to one of your allies. The temporary hit points is 2d8 plus your level in the class, divided however you would like. Along with this class, you can have an aura around you where you can increase you and your ally's speed. You can use your reaction to grant someone else a higher AC equal to your charisma modifier, or you can even use your bonus action to gain advantage on charisma checks. You can make a miss weapon attack actually hit instead, or if you would fail a saving throw, you could just re-roll it. Next one is Oath of Redemption. This is where you are the paladin that is trying to turn the evil into good. You're trying to help them redeem themselves through justice, where if they've done bad in the past and doing bad now, you can try and help them turn them into a more good person. They get their oath spells, 2 channel divinities. First one is Emissary of Peace. This is where, as a bonus action, you can 5 to your charisma/persuasion check. Next one is Rebuke the Violent. This is where immediately after the attacker deals damage to a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to make them make a saving throw, and if they fail, they take radiant damage equal to what they have just dealt, and half on a success. Along with this class, they can gain another type of aura, where if they take damage, they can make another creature take it. They could regain hit points throughout combat if they're below half health, or they can even have resistance to all types of damage by other creatures, or even deal more radiant damage from an attack. Next is Oath of the Ancients. This is where you are more of a elven race or a druid follower. You might be a part of a Knights from the Fae, where you are trying to fight against the darkness from the different Feywilds or Feywild creatures. 2 different types of channel divinities. One of them is Nature's Wrath. This is where you can use your channel divinity. A creature must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw, and if they fail, they are restrained. Or they can get Turn the Faithless. They can use this ability, must make a saving throw, and if they fail, they have to turn, aka run away as fast as possible, or until they take damage. They also get the different types of spells. They would also gain an aura to have resistance to spells. They would also gain, if they would go to 0 hit points, they can choose to drop to 1 instead, or they can even regain 10 hit points every turn for a minute, or cast a spell as a bonus action, or even cause enemies to have disadvantage on saving throws through their spells. Next one is Oath of the Crown. This is where you are following the law and rulerships of the different leaders, either a king, a mayor. You are following a certain society depending on where you live. They also gain oath spells. The 2 channel divinities that they get are Champion Challenge. This is when you can use a bonus action to use your channel divinity to make a creature of your choice make a wisdom saving throw, and if they would fail, they can't move more than 30 feet away from you. Along with that channel divinity, you'll also get Turn the Tide. As a bonus action, you can use this, and anyone within a 30 feet area of you regains hit points equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier, as long as they don't have more than half of their hit points. Other stuff that they can get are using your reaction to make you take damage instead of an ally that takes damage that is within a certain area of you. You could have advantage on being paralyzed or stunned, or you can even be resistant to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, advantage on death saving throws, giving advantage to death saving throws for your allies, or even having advantage on wisdom saving throws along with your allies. Next one is Oath of the Open Sea. This one was also created by the Critical Role team. This is where you are more of a swashbuckler, a sailor. You are a guardian of the different open seas, the limitless deep oceans, and trying to fight the deep sea creatures that destroy the different people or ships that have roamed the seas. They get different oath spells. 2 of the channel divinities are Marine Layer. This is where you can use your action to cause a cloud of fog within 20 feet in all directions. You are making the area heavily obscured, while you and other creatures within 5 feet of you treat the area as lightly obscured. And the other one is Fury of the Tides. You can use your bonus action to use the waves to help you hit a lot easier, this is where whenever you attack, you can choose to push a target 10 feet away from you, and if someone is in the way or an obstacle is in the way, the target will take bludgeoning damage equal to your charisma modifier. Along with those channel divinities, you will also be able to create an aura where if you're not incapacitated, you can't be grappled or restrained. You'll also be able to make creatures take an additional d12 of damage if they fail a saving throw and be knocked prone. Along with that, they could have advantage on strength/athletic checks. They can have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that can give to your allies. You can use the dash or disengage action as a bonus action, or even have advantage on dexterity checks and that affect things that you can see. Next is Oath of the Watchers. This is where you are the protectors of extraplanar creatures. Well, you're more of the protectors of the humans and other allies from these explanar creatures, from spirits, ghosts, ghouls, maybe even other creatures from different realms. You'll gain different spells. The two channel divinities are Watcher's Will. This is where you can use your channel divinity and any number of creatures within 30 feet of you, equal to your wisdom modifier, have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Next one is Abjure the Extraplanar. This is where you can use your channel divinity and any abjuration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you has to make a saving throw, and if they fail, they have to be turned. This is where they run, get as far away as possible, have to use dash actions or dodging actions. Along with this class, they'll have an aura around them where they and any creature of their choice within 10 feet of them gain a bonus equal to their proficiency bonus. They can also gain an ability where you can succeed on intelligence, wisdom, or saving throws and deal damage to any enemies that save as your reaction. They'll also be able to gain True Sight, advantage on attack rolls against aberrations, celestials, elemental, fays, or fiends, or they can even deal more force damage if a creature fails a saving throw. Next one is Oath of Vengeance. This is where they commit to punishing those who have committed very heinous sins, maybe evils that have slaughtered villagers, turned people against other gods, maybe the different guilds have turned to more violent or more powerful guilds. These paladins are here to fix that. The two channel divinities they get are Abjure the Enemy. You can use your action, and if a creature fails a saving throw, they have to become frightened, and their speed will be 0. And the other one is Vow of Emony. You can use your bonus action and gain advantage on attack rolls against creatures for a minute, or if you fall to 0 hit points or fall unconscious. They also gain oath spells. You'll have other abilities where you can use your opportunity attack to move half your speed and attack as the same reaction. You can use your reaction to make an additional melee attack along with your channel divinity, or you can even sprout wings and fly, cause more enemies to become frightened from your attacks. And last but not least is the Oathbreaker. This is where this paladin has broken their bond, broken their oath, and is now trying to serve their penance or find a new oath. They mainly focus on being evil, but you don't evil for this. They gain spells. They have 2 different divinities. One of them is Control Undead. This is where you can use this ability. The target must make a saving throw. If they fail, they have to obey the Paladin's commands. The next one is Dreadful Aspect. You can use this ability if the creatures within 30 feet of this Paladin fail a saving throw, they become frightened and can't move more than 30 feet away from this Paladin. Other stuff they have are an aura around them where they can deal extra damage to fiends or undead. This also affects other allies. You can also gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. Or you can whenever an enemy is frightened, you can make them take 4d10 psychic damage, and they'll be trapped, causing them to have disadvantage on attack rolls. And while they're in this aura, you can use your bonus action to pretty much deal necrotic damage equal to 3d10 plus your Paladin's charisma modifier. So that is everything in the Paladin class. In my opinion, it can be very fun, but how people take it nowadays is that they have to follow the oath. They have to follow pretty much are they evil? Define evil. In my opinion, yes, I kill them. That's not how Paladin should work. You don't have to follow it like that. All of these different oaths don't have to be, oh, I have to follow the laws directly to the T, time to kill everyone that doesn't. No. These are just blueprints that you can follow or do it yourself. I think Paladins are great when they multi-class. Paladins might be good on their own, but I have not seen an effective Paladin that hasn't multi-classed in a very long time. So, saying that, I would give it a 6, because yes, it is good, it can be good, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not the best. Yes, they have lay on hands, yes, they can heal, yes, they have a massive smite thing, but some of the channel divinities are kind of situational. Yes, most channel divinities are obviously situational, but I barely see anyone using the different channel divinities to begin with. They use smites. They don't care about channel divinities. Only if those different abilities cause pluses to attack rolls or pluses to damage. That's kind of it. Do I want them to be used more than just damage? Yes, I would love to see that. But as of right now, I have not seen much of that. So, that is everything for today. As usual, we got a couple shout outs. First one is Hope K Thrifts. She resells trendy brands to focus on sustaining the different environments in a cheap... Oh, geez. Let me redo that part. First shout out is Hope K Thrifts. This is a reseller that focuses on sustaining the environment in a cheap and fashionable ways by reselling trendy brands. That can be from Free People, Converse, Nike, Lululemon, and so much more. And you already know that all of these different brands are very, very expensive, from $60 to maybe hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But if you buy from her, all of her items are only $20 or less. Everything that you can find her on is Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, Instagram, and a couple others at Hope K Thrifts. And if you want to have a cheaper purchase when you buy from her, message her at code CHEAPTHRIFTS for 10% off. So you're already getting a massive steal. You're getting an even bigger massive steal. Next one is Cody, aka Killer Mimic merch. He's making beautiful designs that's not just all the different dragons or beholders or Dungeons and Dragons or D&D. He is making actual fantasy designs from Krakens or Bigfoot or wink wink mimics. He has so many ideas, so many things that he is focusing on, and he is doing an amazing job. If you want to buy anything from him, you can check him out at Killer Mimic Merch. He has his own website, Killer Mimic Merch, and out right now where it is a Mimic Ramen Bowl. Amazing, beautiful designs. I highly recommend that you check that out. And last but certainly not least, it's us, Creatures and Cantrips. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, at Creatures and Cantrips. We are always thankful for everything. If you want to message us anything by giving us ideas of what you would like to see, what would you like to hear mainly, any one-shot ideas, any type of CNC talks or Noah's Nest stuff, or just want to say cool show or your show's shit, I don't care. So like, share, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, whatever you would like. Thank you all. You're all growing up so fast. You're all learning. I hope you're learning something. If you're not, well, you got a free hot chocolate or a free hot tea. Alright. Well, thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Or wonderful morning. Night. However you would say. See you later. Bye, guys.